Hi there, my name's Tyler Wang. I am very proud to be a part of El Tesoro de Don Felipe Tequila, a traditionally made estate-grown agave tequila created by a whole community of tequila artisans. So from our community to yours, I want to start by saying thank you. Open Arms of Minnesota has done so much for the greater Minnesota community, so we want to give a little something back. Because we know nothing's better at the end of a long day of giving back to your peers than a nice refreshing cocktail. So let me make you a drink. This is the Mojiteño. Sound familiar? It is. Like all of our favorite things, this simple twist on a classic is just a few easily found ingredients and the shining light of a great spirit. Now this simple cocktail is going to start with this shaker tin. This is a mojito, right? Simple ingredients, fresh ingredients. So we're gonna start with a few mint leaves. That's like 6 to 8 mint leaves, nothing crazy. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the bottom of our shaker. Now we're not gonna muddle it because we have ice here, and the ice will do all that work for us. That way we don't get it getting all bitter and tiny chopped up pieces in our teeth. Mint in the glass, and we'll start off with our lime juice. Now this is freshly squeezed lime juice from one of those limes a few moments ago, and we're gonna do 3/4 ounces, or 3/4 parts. There you go, simple as that. Now if you don't have a graduated jigger like I do, you can eyeball it with your own favorite shot glass. Again, this is to your own taste, so it doesn't have to be specific. Next is my simple syrup, 1 part sugar to 1 part water. Easy peasy in the shaker. And then finally, the star of our show, El Tesoro Blanco Tequila. Now, because we want this to shine through the cocktail and to really showcase itself well amongst fresh lime and mint, those bright flavors, we're gonna use 2 parts of El Tesoro Blanco. Again, this is to your taste, so if you want a little less, feel free. Now, we have the mint in the shaker, so we're not gonna muddle. All we're gonna do now is add a little ice. We're also going to take our glass at this point, we're going to add a little ice to our glass as well. The great thing about making drinks for yourself is it's okay to use your hands. All right, the glass is set up. We have our soda water next to us to top it off with, and then a handsome garnish of mint to go. All we have to do now is shake the cocktail. I used to have a bar manager that told me you had to shake a cocktail like you were trying to wake it up. None of this lazy back and forth, because we have mint in there, so we want to make sure we're really getting it mixed together and we're smashing the oils of the mint into the drink. Now we're going to strain the cocktail into this glass, and this is where I employ a little bit of a fancy technique. If you have one of these fine mesh strainers at home, you can use that to catch all the little bits of mint that may have been chopped up in your shaker. Doesn't that look lovely? A slight green, fresh hue to play off the beautiful, fresh characteristics of El Tesoro Blanco Tequila. And of course, finally, our favorite sparkling mineral water. Top that off. It's gonna bubble up, so you can give it a second chance. And last but not least, because we first feast with our eyes, a big helping heap of mint. Now, it's nice to give your mint just a little hit here and there, a little spanking, if you will, to make sure all the oils are beautiful and aromatic. And we'll top this off just like that. A big, beautiful, fresh sprig. Maybe a lime wheel, because we deserve a little fanciness in our life. And I like to use these reusable straws just so I can take a little better care of the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again from our community at El Tesoro de Don Felipe to yours at Open Arms of Minnesota, the Mojiteño, a beautiful twist on a classic featuring El Tesoro Blanco. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm John Naylor, President and CEO of Medica. I am so proud to be representing the 2,000 employees of Medica who each and every day focus on the health and well-being of those in our community. I want to start by saying thank you to Open Arms, because as I look at your mission and vision, it's very similar to Medica's, and I know the tremendous effort that you put in place every day to help those in our community. And then I want to say thank you to all of you watching this. Thank you for your contributions and support of Open Arms. Without you, Open Arms wouldn't be able to serve our community the way they do. I am so proud of our team, I am so proud of Open Arms, and I am so proud of you for helping Open Arms do what they do. So thank you again.
Good evening and welcome to the year 1986. Make yourself comfortable for a totally tubular virtual edition of Moveable Feast hosted by Open Arms of Minnesota. I'm Jackie Kane from 5 Eyewitness News.
And I'm Justin Sutherland, Iron Chef champion and host of Fast Foodies on True TV.
Wait, hey, hold the Zach Morris phone. Tell me more about your TV show.
I'm mad that you haven't watched it, but yes, host of a new show on True TV. It's called Fast Foodies. It airs Thursday nights.
Okay.
You can stream it on most streaming networks, and I think we might have a season 2 coming.
That's fantastic. Can't wait to check that out. For the 2021 edition of Moveable Feast, we are throwing it back to 1986. That was the year that the Oprah Winfrey Show went national, and hey, gas was 89 cents a gallon.
Bring me back to then.
Yeah. It was also the year when Open Arms served its first meal.
The two of us have definitely embraced the 80s themes tonight, and I must say, Jackie, that outfit is rad.
Well, thank you. I gotta say, I love your fanny pack, hot pink, great choice.
Right?
And I love the Dare shirt. That's really throwing me back to elementary school.
Right, big time, big time. There's a Dare Bear and a Dare Lion when I was in school. Do you remember the transfer?
I don't remember.
Anyway.
We're both 80s babies though,
We
right?
are, we are.
83.
84.
So let's throw it back. Oh, there's baby Jackie.
Look at that.
Riding on a whale
Love that
at
whale.
Vacation Bible School.
Oh, funny.
You like my hot pink shorts there?
I do, I do. Oh, that is me with my
Oh,
grandparents.
so
That
cute.
must be right in 1984, getting baptized. So then, yeah, hanging out with Grandpa there.
Love the hat, and you know those socks are like totally back in style.
I
You
think
should've
I
kept them.
just bought 4 new pairs that look just like that.
It's so fun to look back.
It is, it is. If you're sporting scrunchies, a jacket with shoulder pads, or a cutoff sweatshirt tonight, we would love to see those photos. Grab that brick phone and tag Open Arms MN on social media. Use the hashtag MoveableFeast21.
And Moveable Feast is Open Arms' annual flagship event, with proceeds tonight supporting individuals and families in our community living with life-threatening illnesses.
Moveable Feast started in 2004, and this year's edition is truly something special. We are glad this party is back after Open Arms, unfortunately, had to cancel in 2020 for the first time in history due to the pandemic.
Another reason why Moveable Feast is so important this year, 2021 is Open Arms' 35th birthday.
Birthday!
And they are going all out, celebrating through events and sharing stories from clients and volunteers. They even have a gigantic hat on the top of their building in South Minneapolis.
That is amazing.
Gotta check it out, but that's just the beginning.
Now, coming up tonight, we'll look back on Open Arms' rich history. An organization that has prepared and delivered more than 7 million medically tailored meals.
So important in our community. Plus, we will introduce you to Pete.
I don't know how we could adequately thank Open Arms for what they did for both Kathy and for me. It gave us 3 more years together that we would not have had. It didn't simply feed us, it nourished us. And so it was our family, it was our community, and it kept us alive.
You have to hear the story about their incredible bond and the precious time that they had together. His story is incredible, and recently Pete visited Open Arms for the first time. He asked if he could share something with you, the people who helped fund their meals. You will hear Pete's words from his heart in just a few minutes. Truly an incredible bond that they share. It's a moving story. You probably will need to have your Kleenex handy.
Definitely.
So Justin, I know that Open Arms is very special to you.
It is. It's an organization that I've participated in many times over the years. Most recently, we just did Talkin' Turkey in 2020 with some of my good friends, Ann Kim, Gavin Kaysen, Jamie Malone was there. It's just an organization that really is really close to my heart, and I love supporting it whenever possible. I also love that Open Arms follows the belief that food is medicine. Food has the amazing ability to nourish. And that's just one of the biggest beliefs in my world when it comes to food. Food brings people together, it breaks down barriers, it nourishes, and most importantly, it is medicine. It is literally what makes us survive. So what Open Arms does by providing these medically tailored meals just takes that to another level and is really close to my heart as a chef. Open Arms meals are made from scratch with no added preservatives. They grow some of their own produce at 5 urban farms around the metro. Open Arms buys local whenever possible. Their eggs come from a family-owned farm in southern Minnesota. They even produce expert nutrition counseling from their team of registered dietitians.
I experienced the magic at Open Arms firsthand earlier this year. If you ever walk into that building, please ask for a tour from Lisa. She gives the best tours in the building. The staff was so welcoming to me, and I loved moving through their freezer and into their bakery. I wish I could have stayed in the bakery. And I even saw them growing plants that eventually becomes the food that goes into these nutritious meals. It's really a great operation. And I learned how Open Arms staff adapted during the COVID-19 pandemic. All of their clients have compromised immune systems and underlying health conditions that make them more susceptible to COVID-19. So leaving their house wasn't a safe option. But Open Arms was there, delivering meals to homes of our neighbors who are going through challenging times.
We are so thankful you're here with us tonight for this totally legit 80s themed event. Throughout the night, show us how you are watching by posting on social media using the hashtag MoveableFeast21.
Can't wait to see those pictures. And we want to introduce you to somebody who is with us tonight to make sure the Moveable Feast 2021 is a success for Open Arms. Glenn Flatibow has 25 years experience as a professional auctioneer and fundraiser, and he'll look familiar to some of the Moveable Feast veterans. Help us welcome Glenn.
Hi everybody, it's Glenn Flatibow, the auctioneer. I've been the auctioneer at this event for many, many years and love the organization. Matter of fact, I live super close to Open Arms in South Minneapolis, and every time I drive past the location, I am so grateful that we have Open Arms in our community. Thank you everyone for being with us tonight. Thank you for rallying. Thank you for bidding on these auction items. And this is a big deal. We have over $35,000 of auction items to celebrate 35 years. I'm gonna hit some of the highlights of these auction items right now. Our first item, this is an in-home dinner with a James Beard nominated chef. It's a big deal. Raghavan Iyer has donated this package. It is for 8 guests. It's a hands-on experience, a cooking lesson in your home. He'll create an incredible Indian dinner for 8 people. Everyone loves these in-home dinners. Matter of fact, they're one of the strongest items that we sell. Typically, this will sell for between $3,000 to $5,000. Have fun bidding on our first package. Our second package, it comes to us from a great organization. This is an opportunity to bid on a men's and women's shopping spree at Martin Patrick 3. They're in Minneapolis. They'll provide a personal shopper for your unique day. Martin Patrick 3 now has a women's clothing selection as well. So ladies, you can buy yourself a belated Mother's Day gift right now. Don't pass up this fun shopping spree experience. Matter of fact, my wife, if she was here right now, she would say, Glenn, your wardrobe is actually from 1986, so I should probably bid on this, and she's probably right about that. And I do want to give a personal shout out to the owners and the entire staff at Martin Patrick 3. They are so generous in our community. They've done so much for nonprofits. It's a great experience. You're also going to have a catered meal from Tullabee, the restaurant inside the Hewing Hotel, of course. It's a $2,500 value for each of these packages. Great job, Martin Patrick 3. Thanks for your help on that. Our next item, I love this trip. It is a trip to southwestern Colorado. This is a big deal, everybody. You're going to enjoy your time at the sanctuary. It's a 4-bedroom house located on 35 acres on a property. You're just minutes from the McPhee Reservoir, and it's super close to Durango, Colorado. You can kayak, you can mountain bike, you can have a blast with this package. The home is a 4-bedroom home. It sleeps 8 people. It is a great item. Typically, this will sell for between $4,000 to $5,000 or even $6,000. I love Colorado. Have fun bidding on that package. And our final item that I'm going to promote right now are Open Arms pop-up dinners. They are beloved, of course. The tradition does continue tonight with our pop-up dinners to go. You can bid on a multi-course meal kit. It's prepared by our Open Arms chefs. And all you have to do is heat them up, pour yourself a glass of wine or two, and enjoy. Now, listen to this, everybody. If you're at home right now and if you're watching and you're not registered to bid on these auction items, all you need to do is text Open Arms, one word, so Open Arms, text that to 76278. You'll get a prompt back so you can bid on any auction item. The auction is open until 3 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, May 14th. We are super close to our goal. We're inching closer to our goal. Thank you for all of your support tonight. I'll be back in a few minutes to talk about our funded need. Throwing it back to you, Jackie and Justin.
Thanks, Glenn. Walking into Open Arms of Minnesota is just magical, Justin. It truly is a well-oiled machine. You can feel the energy from the staff and the volunteers in the kitchen.
From July of 2019 to June of 2020, Open Arms of Minnesota volunteers donated over 60,000 hours preparing food, delivering meals, and working on the farms.
Over that same time frame, those amazing volunteers helped Open Arms chefs prepare and deliver about 600,000 medically tailored meals, which are provided to the clients free of charge.
So let us know what you love about Open Arms of Minnesota by commenting in the chat box right here on your screen.
Whether this is your first time hearing about Open Arms of Minnesota or if you've volunteered for 20 years, let's go inside that well-oiled machine and learn firsthand what makes Open Arms a one-of-a-kind operation in Minnesota.
I want to give the driver a gold star. He was so kind.
I didn't have any food, so he was literally a lifesaver.
Taking my chemo meds without food, it hurts. This is a client call from someone with HIV and cancer.
I don't think I ever realized how much food means to people until I started working here. And hearing client comments and feedback is the best part of my day.
We provide food as medicine. We provide medically tailored meals for people who are suffering from life-threatening illnesses.
When a client gets sick, they talk to their doctor or their healthcare provider about what kind of food would be best for their illness, and then they call us, and we put together a menu that helps them both deal with their illness and sometimes helps them get better.
We serve individuals who are facing the most serious conditions.
Delivering meals to people who are sick is really, really important for the community. But the community building that happens here at Open Arms is an amazing thing to be a part of. How are you doing today, Catherine?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful day here at Open Arms.
We have an army of over 7,000 volunteers that make it happen. So while our staff is small but mighty, our volunteer base is really what makes Open Arms what it is.
The special part of Open Arms is that there's so many different kinds of people who come here and help their neighbors who are in need.
And you get here, they have a place for you to go, they always have stuff for you to do. It's just a seamless machine, which is really nice.
The kitchen is a frenzy of activity. The volunteers are packing frozen entrees, chopping carrots, cutting salad, peeling squash, peeling potatoes. Everything we do in our kitchen is made completely from scratch and preservative-free.
We have registered dietitians who work with our chefs to make sure every recipe is approved and everything is appropriate for somebody who's got that kind of an illness.
In the morning, that first pack-out shift, comes and they pull those frozen entrees and soups out, and then they pack in grocery bags all of these meals that they've been putting together that the chefs prepared. Then they hand that all off, packed up in a bag with a label on it, to the volunteer engagement team.
Whiteboard edge north 3, please.
The volunteer engagement team then gets it all to the delivery drivers, and the delivery drivers work the magic and bring it to the client.
Here is your route today, 6 stops. Fabulous. Can I get you any coffee, cookies?
It's impacting people and making their lives better, hopefully. It really makes me feel, that we're doing something good.
Help us open our arms wider to those in need.
Now, food is always Open Arms' way of connecting with clients. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when clients were unable to leave their homes, the need was even more critical.
And while Open Arms dealt with a 40% increase in the number of clients, social distancing guidelines meant they had to drastically cut the number of volunteers who could actually help in the kitchen.
Now, that dramatically increased expenses. Since there were fewer hands in the kitchen, chefs had to switch from using whole vegetables to pre-cut, which is a substantial cost increase.
And that's not the only way they adapted. Open Arms implemented a completely revamped contactless delivery process. They added deep cleaning shifts multiple times throughout the day and screened everyone who entered the building without missing a beat.
Now, that included the days following the killing of George Floyd. During the calls for justice, Open Arms had a complete power outage for over 15 hours, which put client deliveries at risk. While mass transportation was disrupted and grocery stores were inaccessible, the 33% of Open Arms clients living in affected neighborhoods received uninterrupted meal deliveries. On June 1st, 2020, the Open Arms community came together to hold the largest delivery day in their 35-year history, delivering nearly 4,000 meals.
That is a testament to their incredible volunteer community. They had so many people wanting to help, they actually had a waiting list for volunteers. Open Arms was built for moments like these. Providing meals during a public health crisis is actually in their DNA.
That's right. Open Arms started in 1986 in response to the HIV/AIDS epidemic. The organization began as a single act of kindness 35 years ago. Founder Bill Rose started cooking food in his apartment and delivering it to individuals living with HIV/AIDS who had become too sick to cook for themselves.
Word spread about Bill's generosity, and so did the need for meals. For years, Open Arms operated out of many places, including the basement of the First Congregational Church in Minneapolis.
The staff and board of Open Arms knew that in order to really serve their communities, they were going to need a commercial kitchen. They eventually found a home on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis. In 2010, Open Arms moved into its current home in the East Phillips neighborhood of Minneapolis. The entire building on Franklin Avenue can fit inside their current kitchen.
That is incredible. And after 20 years of serving people living with HIV/AIDS, Open Arms realized the need for healthy food is the same, whatever the medical diagnosis. They opened their arms wider to include people living with cancer, multiple sclerosis, and ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. They expanded their qualifying illnesses even further in 2018, providing meals to those with end-stage renal disease, congestive heart failure, or COPD. That same year, Open Arms officially launched its landmark medically tailored meals program. Now, through their team of registered dietitians, Open Arms not only prepares and delivers meals that are medically tailored to individual illnesses, but they also provide nutrition counseling and education services. In addition to continually expanding their client base, meals can also be provided to caregivers and dependents, all free of charge.
Wow. Now, last year was an especially big year for Open Arms. In June of 2020, Open Arms began shipping their medically tailored meals to individuals living in greater Minnesota From Duluth to Mankato, they're now giving the same nourishment and love to those outside the regular delivery zones.
And also last summer, Senator Tina Smith and retired Minnesota Twins legend Joe Mauer helped Open Arms deliver their 7 millionth meal. It was fitting for number 7, of course, Joe Mauer, to step up.
Hey Minnesota, Joe Mauer here. During my 15 years with the Minnesota Twins, I proudly wore number 7. Although my number is now retired, I'm excited to share that today my friends and community heroes at Open Arms are delivering their 7 millionth meal. They've been delivering healthy, nutritious meals to individuals with life-threatening illnesses for more than 3 decades, and this milestone represents our outstanding commitment to nourishing our Minnesota neighbors. I'm proud to support the 7 millionth delivery. Thank you to all of our Open Arm friends and supporters for giving us 7 million reasons to celebrate today.
Senator Smith brought the meal to Patience, a retired college professor diagnosed with ALS.
While it took Open Arms 20 years to reach its first million meals, their most recent million meals were prepared and delivered in less than 2 years. That's incredible.
That is absolutely incredible. Open Arms couldn't achieve these milestones without the help of the community.
That includes all of the partners who stepped up to make this movable feast awesome. And we start with a big thank you to tonight's presenting sponsor, Midwest Radiology.
A thank you to sponsors Luther Automotive, Martin Patrick III, Warner Stallion, Medica, Securian Financial, and our print partner, Minnesota Monthly. Now, many of you watching tonight are enjoying dinner created by Open Arms or one of our 10 restaurant partners. So a special thanks to Animale's Barbecue, Baccio Italian, Brasa, Hi Hi, Hazelwood Food and Drink in Bloomington, Jonah's on the Park, Jamie Malone's new concept, Keep It Grand, Spoon and Stable, and Terzo.
And Justin, I heard you created some meal kits too, and no surprise here, they sold out fast.
They did.
What was in them?
My team at Handsome Hog, I know we're doing some gumbo. We've got a low country seafood boil, some brisket. I think we did like 6 courses, so I hope you're enjoying.
That sounds like a comfort meal.
Yes, it is.
Amazing.
Thanks to Moveable Feast sponsor, Performance Food Service. Now, those who purchased a restaurant to-go kit were able to tip those staff directly through a Supporting Our Restaurants Fund. I really appreciate that Open Arms is such an advocate for our restaurant community. You know, Jackie, this year has just been so tough on our restaurant staff, so partnering with Open Arms and the ability to help these restaurants keep going means the absolute world to us.
We are so lucky to have the food scene that we have here, and more importantly, the people behind that food scene here in the Twin Cities. Thanks to Moveable Feast sponsor Lunds & Byerly's. Those who purchased restaurant-to-go meal kits each received a bottle of wine to go with their meal tonight and tonight's program.
Now, some of you might be watching this programming after dinner from a food truck at your home.
That's right. Open Arms offered its 15 food truck experiences where a food truck served dinner at home or maybe even the office tonight. And a special thanks to The Anchor Fish and Chips, Bappin' Chicken, Butcher Salt, El Burrito Mercado, Gastro Truck, Holman's Table and Rock Elm Tavern, Little Blue Food Truck, Market Barbecue, Parlor, Pizzeria 201, Rusty Taco, and World Street Kitchen for their help tonight.
That is a long list. It's incredible. Now, each of these food truck experiences came with a beverage package. Open Arms would like to thank our friends at Surly, Sociable Cider Works, Tattersall Distilling, Equal Parts Cocktail Company, Du Nord Craft Spirits, and Grey Duck Vodka for their support.
A special thanks to Moveable Feast sponsor Beam Suntory, who created a special cocktail for Moveable Feast and Open Arms' 35th birthday. This is a mojitino, very fancy. It's a spin on the mojito.
It's got some El Tesoro Blanco tequila, little lime juice, simple syrup, sparkling water, mint leaves, and topped with a little more lime and extra mint. If you missed the bartender tutorial before we took stage, get the recipe on the Open Arms website. Jackie, I think we should go taste some of these off stage.
I think you should taste it right now because it's pretty good, but we got to cheers first.
Of course.
Cheers to Open Arms and everyone joining us tonight. So Justin, before we finish these, we would like to welcome the CEO of Open Arms Minnesota, Leah A. Bear Wells.
Thank you, Jackie and Justin, and thanks everyone for joining Moveable Feast 2021. My name is Leah Hebert-Wells, CEO of Open Arms of Minnesota, and I'm excited to have you all celebrating with us tonight. Obviously, Moveable Feast is looking and feeling very different this year because of the pandemic. For the past year, we've had to rethink what it means to be social. How do we form intimate connections when we're talking through cameras and screens? How do we come together as a community when we're instructed to be socially distanced? How can we show our love at a time when even a hug can be potentially dangerous? It makes me think about how easy it is to take these very basic things we do for granted. But it also makes me think about our clients, some of whom do not have the luxury of taking them for granted. Due to their compromised immune systems and underlying health conditions, many of our clients were already on high alert. Some of them are too ill to go out to restaurants. Some of them too weak to give a full-bodied hug. Their normal changed when they were diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, and the difficulties brought on by COVID-19 only complicated that reality further. Leaving their homes was not a safe option. It was up to our Open Arms community to step up and be there for our clients, and step up we did. I am so proud to say that despite the dramatic increase in requests for our meals, and despite the many interruptions caused by this ongoing public health crisis, we did not miss a single delivery. And we were able to meet the growing demand from existing and new clients. As Jackie and Justin have illustrated, our incredible community of volunteers, partners, and supporters rallied together in this critical moment to break records and defy all expectations. Whether we reached new milestones or simply continued our normal daily operations, we were here for our clients every step of the way, just like we have been for 35 years. Tonight is a celebration of the community of kindness that was started by our founder, Bill Rowe, and that we have continued building since 1986. 35 years of kindness that nourishes our critically ill neighbors. 35 years of kindness that prepared us for this pandemic. 35 years of kindness that it also extends to our surrounding communities, because our communities are still hurting. Whether it's due to the economic impact felt by our restaurant and community partners from COVID-19, or the ongoing calls for justice heightened by the killing of George Floyd, we need to continue standing together and supporting one another. These tragedies make clear that strengthening our communities also means strengthening the very compassion and generosity required of Open Arms' mission, a kindness that pulls us through rough times together, and a kindness that can hopefully lead to material change. This is what Moveable Feast means to us this year. While the pandemic may have changed how we show our love to one another, how that love is felt in our hearts is the same. Thank you to all of the restaurant partners and supporters of Moveable Feast for making tonight so special, including the Moveable Feast Committee, Glenn Flattabo, and our amazing MCs, Justin and Jackie. I also want to give a hearty thanks to all of our partners and supporters for helping us nourish our neighbors all year long. To the Open Arms staff and board for ensuring that we could meet the challenges and demands of the past year, and to our incredible volunteers who continue to be the heart and soul of Open Arms. Please check out this beautiful, touching video about Pete, a caregiver and dear friend to one of our clients, Kathy, who recently passed away. It is a great reminder of the impact of our work and an inspiration to all of us.
I met Kathy about 25 years ago. She was a graphic designer, I was a copywriter. Over time, we became very, very good friends, and to the point where I think we would have considered each other best friends. Kathy was a wonderful woman. She loved people, she loved life. She was very creative, of course. She was an artist. She looked at life with the glass half full. In June of 2014, she was diagnosed with Lewy bodies dementia. The doctors were, of course, telling me that this disease is a brutal disease and that it would take her personality, it would take all of her capacities. Kathy had no relatives in the Twin Cities to be able to assume care responsibility on such a scale that she needed. They eventually contacted me and said, would you be willing and able to care for her indefinitely? She asked me if I would do it, and I did. We did pretty well until the end of the 4th year, and she reached a point where she just stopped eating. Because of the nutrition issue and because she had lost so much weight, I began seeking help. The social worker for the hospice program mentioned Open Arms of Minnesota, which I had never heard of. And immediately, Open Arms sort of took us in their arms like we were family, which literally became a lifesaver for Kathy. And we started getting meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. I mean, Open Arms of Minnesota provided our Thanksgivings for the last 3 years of her life. We would not have had a Thanksgiving without that, or a Christmas. The meals literally brought her back to life. She began to gain weight. And she actually got to the point where she stabilized. She was able to function again physically. Her spirit revived. The last years of her life were filled with joy. The place that Open Arms occupies in a community is it fills a gap that no one else does. And it provides a human contact for those who are in the moment of losing everything that humanity is. I am a life that was changed because of the contribution of those who took the time, took the interest, were willing to share part of their humanity with Open Arms, so Open Arms could help us. This is a letter that I wrote to Open Arms of Minnesota after Kathy passed away. No words can adequately express how profoundly grateful both Kathy and I have been over the last few years. Without you, Kathy could not have remained in the comfort of her own home until the end of her life, as she had wished. In the midst of a world in crisis, you still remembered us and reminded us week after week that we were not alone amidst our own personal crisis. You nourished our bodies, yes, but you fed our spirits even more. You will be sorely missed, but always fondly remembered. Grieved, but profoundly grateful. Pete, still for Kathy.
Pete, we are so inspired by your story tonight. Matter of fact, I watched that video this afternoon and I felt so thankful for all that you've done. I think that everyone would agree with me right now when I say this. We want to hear more from you. We want to hear a little bit more about what inspired you to do this. In Midwest Radiology, which is a proud partner of ours tonight, they're doing so much for us tonight, want you to share the following message so everyone can hear.
I know you probably don't know me, but there hasn't been a day in the last 3 years of my life that I haven't thought of you. Because you fed me, and more importantly, with your contributions to Open Arms of Minnesota, you fed a person that I love very profoundly, Kathy Buchanan. You gave us a family. You gave us a life when her life was ebbing away. You nourished us, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, in ways that are too great to number. And you helped me to remember in the most critical, difficult season of my entire life what it means to be human in the truest sense of the word because of what you did for Open Arms of Minnesota. Thank you for me and for Kathy.
Pete, you inspire me. There is no greater gift that anyone can give in life than their time. And the time that you've given Kathy and the time that you've given us tonight is so inspiring. My friends, this is the moment, right now, that we can make the greatest difference. We can heed Pete's remarks and we can rally as a community to make such a difference for our neighbors. Our goal right now in this Fund a Need is to see if we can raise over $75,000. And right now we are just slightly over $60,000, so we have less than $15,000 left to raise. If we get past $75,000, that will provide nearly 7,500 meals for our critically ill neighbors in our community. Just think of this. Nearly 80% of those people live at or below 200% of the federal poverty guidelines, which means that meals from Open Arms of Minnesota could be the only meals that they receive each week. Since the COVID-19 pandemic started, Open Arms has seen a 40% increase. Just think of that, a 40% increase. An increase in requests for meals and our services. This increase is reflected by not only clients who fall within the disease areas that we normally serve, but because we are the only organization in the state of Minnesota providing medically tailored meals. We are also asked to serve individuals at higher risk for developing COVID-19. As presenting sponsor of Moveable Feast 2021, this is a big deal Midwest Radiology is matching, and they've decided that they will match every gift dollar for dollar up to $15,000 tonight. A huge thank you to Midwest Radiology for all of their support, all that they're doing. Every gift will be matched dollar for dollar up to $15,000. We've had so many businesses already step up to support us tonight. A huge thank you to Success Computer Consulting for their gift. A huge thank you to Tito's Handmade Vodka for their gift tonight. A longtime partner, Cargill, for all that they've done for so many years. We also have so many individual donors that have already stepped up. A huge thank you to George Edmondson and Anne Murray for their gift tonight. Lisa Vanderheiden and Lisa Ness, thank you for your gifts tonight. Lee Beersdorf, thank you, Lee, for your contribution tonight. John Sullivan, a man that I absolutely think the world of, thank you, John, for your gift tonight. David Bjork and Jeff Bankston, they've made a contribution. Rod and Jan Larson have made a contribution. Emily and Greg Anthony, and the list goes on and on and on. Thank you for all of your support tonight. If everyone right now could take a moment, you can hit the donate button and make a gift to our Fund a Need. You can watch the ticker go up as we work together. Again, every gift will be matched dollar for dollar up to $15,000. And as you're doing that, I will hit some highlights again of our silent auction tonight. You can bid on all these items until 3 o'clock tomorrow. We have over $35,000 in items to celebrate 35 years. We've got cookies, baked cookies. By the way, the value of the baked cookies is about $100,000. So you've got baked cookies with cookie dough to bid on. We've got a smoker pellet from a great organization, Warner's Stallion, that they've donated tonight. We also have a tour of the best bakeries in Minnesota and hundreds of dollars of gift cards. Let's rally together right now. We can bid on these items. You can make a Fund a Need gift. Let's get past $75,000. We are going to do this as a community. Jackie and Justin, we are rallying, people are pledging, and people are bidding.
Thank you, Glenn, and thank you so much for your generous support of Open Arms of Minnesota. Special thanks to Cargill, Success Computer Consulting, and Tito's Handmade Vodka for their support in tonight's Fund a Need.
So, our time together tonight is nearing an end, but that does not mean the fun is over.
The silent auction continues until 3 p.m. Central on Friday, May 14th. So keep bidding. Winners will be notified by text message and email. On Saturday, May 15th, those who win items can pick them up from Open Arms. And keep an eye on your email for additional information. Open Arms would like to thank Tim and Mark Funkmeyer, Bonnie and Brian Alton, plus Dana Swindler and Greg Walsh from Martin Patrick III for their incredible support of the silent auction.
Your chance to make a tax-deductible donation to Open Arms continues. Help Open Arms meet their goal by donating right on the silent auction page. If you're watching us on demand, after May 14th, you can donate at openarmsmn.org.
And Open Arms would like to thank some key people who made this year's Moveable Feast a reality. A special thank you to Mark Jessen and the team at Jessen Press for donating print services, including the print program, Restaurant to Go, and food truck experience that participants received.
You can view the program electronically on the Open Arms website. In there, you'll find a listing of all the businesses and individuals who graciously donated items to the silent auction.
The staff at Open Arms would like to thank individuals who served on the Moveable Feast Steering Committee and the Moveable Feast Event Committee. This year, their feedback was vital in crafting this celebration. And a special thanks to Open Arms Board Chair Chandra Torgerson for going above and beyond.
A special thank you to those who purchased food truck experiences and meal kits. You aren't only supporting Open Arms and their clients, you are supporting Twin Cities restaurants at a very critical time.
And I would like to thank the staff at Open Arms of Minnesota. What you do on a daily basis does not go unnoticed. Many of them are working tonight, and we so appreciate all that they do for their clients. This group is full of energy. What they do for their clients is incredible, and for our community as a whole.
Truly, truly amazing group of people. And I would like to thank the volunteers who make their way through Open Arms each year. Open Arms cannot exist without you, so thank you.
And Justin, this whole evening has been such a joy. Thank you for being here with me. And thank you so much for using your voice in such powerful ways as an advocate for the Black community and an advocate for the restaurant community and for nonprofits like Open Arms. You do incredible work, and we're so proud of you.
Well, thank you. It's been such a joy to be up here with you tonight. And, you know, so much has happened this year that, you know, so many people need help. So I'm happy to be a part of organizations like Open Arms. Thank you, Jackie, and thank you for joining us tonight. So open up those wallets and purses, and remember to keep bidding on these silent auction items. And most importantly, thank you for supporting Open Arms of Minnesota that keeps nourishing our neighborhood.
Happy 35th birthday, Open Arms. A very good night to everyone.